Did you see what those defenders of democracy did? They let a man who couldn't find his ass with 2 hands and a flashlight stay in the race until it was too late. Now, Democrat voters get no say in who their candidate will be. Hope you trust your party to pick out someone fair and square and hopefully someone you like. Well, scratch that. The party has all but anointed Kamala Harris, a woman who could barely scratch 2% in the last Democratic presidential primary. But what can anyone do about it? Well, we can criticize it and embarrass her just for the hell of it. Remember, this is a woman who could barely eke out 2% when she ran for president in 2020, but was cherry-picked to be the VP, and now gets to scoot into a presidential nomination with little to no effort. No one wants her, but no one really has a choice. Who could ever be so lucky that they get the one opportunity to get a presidential nomination without a primary? And it's this broad? We interrupt this broadcast to announce the Loosest Pussy in the Country award goes to Kamala Harris. So how did Kamala get from prosecutor to presidential nominee? Well, it involved a nasty old disgusting penis, one by the name of Willie Brown. Yep, Kamala Harris has just won the Olympics of sleeping your way to the top. Just in case you don't know, here's the scoop on Kamala's early days. Back in the 90s, when Kamala was just 30 years old, she was dating Willie Brown, who was twice her age. During the course of the relationship, he appointed her to 2 very lucrative, very prestigious commissions, because he was Speaker of the California Assembly. While in politics this is pretty normal to us peons and plebes and serfs down here in the regular world, we think it's pretty disgusting when you sleep with somebody just to get a job. I just want to know what she's going to do. Carry knee pads with her on Inauguration Day? Will there be a special shelf for them in the Oval Office, or maybe a secret compartment in the Resolute desk? Is Kamala going to shag all the main world leaders when they start messing with the U.S.? Imagine Putin being a SOB and Kamala's only move to get what she wants is to drop her panties. Imagine being Kamala and thinking the only way you can have a career is to bang a dude twice your age. Let me explain my disgust with what she did in a way that Kamala will understand.
I love Venn diagrams. I really do. I love Venn diagrams. It's just something about those 3 circles. And
if I charted Kamala's desperation and sluttiness on a Venn diagram, it'd be a perfect circle.
December 7th, 1941. September 11th, 2001. And January 6th, 2021.
January 20th, 2024, another day that everyone will remember if you're elected. It will be the day America got its first hoe-in-chief.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
I don't know what coconut tree you're talking about, but I know you fell out of a few beds during your career.
You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
If you're talking about the Bunny Ranch out in Vegas, then sure, I guess you have a community. If you thought it was awkward when Prime Minister Maloney rolled her eyes when waiting for Biden to speak, then just imagine the sneers and snickers of all women in the room when they realize they have to do business with a political whore. Sorry, but the term is POTUS, not thought. It's Madam President, not Kamala and her madam. It's the role of president, not prostitute. You've heard of MAD, right? Mothers Against Drunk Driving? Well, I want to form a group called Women Against Dick Deniers, and that's where we point out all the women who slept their way to the top, but want to act like it never happened and they got there on their merit. No, you can't deny the dick because you got what you wanted. The women that keep their legs closed and earn things by merit, we're not going to let that happen. What type of message does this send in general to everyone in the country and around the world? Hey, if you're a $2 whore and an incompetent, borderline illiterate fool, you too can be president. Not only was she shagging a dude for career expediency, he was still married. Hey, nothing the White House needs more than a homewrecker. We wonder why America has decayed and is void of decency, morality, and ethics. But it's because the people who do the right thing never get the reward. Think about all the women who didn't sleep their way to the top. Where are they? That's right, you don't know their names. They're not running for president, that's for sure. They're probably stuck back in some middle management job, hitting not just a glass ceiling, but a morality barrier as well. We can bitch and moan all we want, but Kamala is going to be laughing her ass off all the way to the Oval Office. Controversial opinion here, but sluts shouldn't be allowed into the White House. But apparently that's the only way for a woman to get in there. Let's face it, the only two women who got the closest to the resolute desk in the Oval Office had to ride some dick. I'm talking about Monica Lewinsky and Kamala Harris. I don't believe Lewinsky was the only one acting like a loose skank. She's just the one who got caught. It happens all the time in politics. She's just lucky she made it out alive. Does anyone remember Chandra Levy in 2001? Let's face it, Kamala Harris has been eyeing the Oval Office since the day Joe Biden was inaugurated. And don't go thinking this is some partisan thing here. I've got my beef with Lauren Boebert. Any woman who gives a public handjob in a theater, I suspect, has probably done a few indecent actions to get her job in the first place. Don't forget about Kelly Loeffler, who got her job as senator because her husband runs the New York Stock Exchange. And then there's Marjorie Taylor Greene. You've probably heard about the sordid details of some weird affair she may or may not have had. But you nor I have the time for me to rant about every whore in Congress. I gotta stay on track with the relevant harlot of the moment, Kamala Harris. The first time America got Kamala, they were kind of stuck with her. They voted for Biden, and she was part of the package. Even though she was a dunce who could barely score 2% of the primary vote, they took the ignorant broad and overlooked how short-sighted this might be later down the road. Now, a woman who shagged a man to jumpstart her career has a 50% chance of being president. If voters let Kamala succeed, again, what does that say about our nation? If we are who we elect, then America will be an ignorant slut. Mark your calendar for July 25th through 27th. Ladies Love Politics will be attending the Bitcoin 2024 conference. Join me online as I cover the event, or grab a ticket and see for yourself the wonderful world of Bitcoin. Ladies Love Politics is a proud media partner of Bitcoin 2024. In the meantime, be sure to follow the Ladies Love Politics channel on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.